Salve, salve galerinha! Alan aqui trazendo mais vídeo pro canal. Galerinha, hoje nós vamos dar continuidade nos aventuras aqui no Genshin Impact. No vídeo de hoje a gente vai estar aqui continuando, né, a missão do arconte. As mentiras fazem sombras debaixo das luzes. Então a gente vai meio que investigar o que aconteceu aqui no espetáculo, né? No espetáculo de magia do Linnei. Então espero que vocês gostem, deixa aquele like, se inscreva no canal caso você não seja inscrito. Vídeo todos os dias, ative aí o sininho das notificações para você receber a notificação dos vídeos. Olha, tem coisa lá pra trás pra gente olhar. É. A gente pode usar a habilidade. Ixi. Isso não dá pra. Tem que usar o E ali, né? Pra investigar. Ó, tem várias coisas aqui. Vai conversar com essa mulher.
The investigation team has some.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still—
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation.
You're trying to help them?
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of what— In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting—
That much checks out. Linny
Let you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water— The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks? Why are you suddenly so serious, traveler? Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left. Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with— Wait! Why don't you write all this down?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the magic troupe members, the seats were all booked in advance. So we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list. Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a— Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House. But she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The magic troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grief. Simply put, she wasn't related to the magic troupe at all. Which matches the—
Were the victims of—
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age.
Okay then.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see them missing, it is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of it.
Tá. Umas missões lá em cima.
I see that you're investigating the area. If you find any new and interesting leads,
We don't have too many thoughts.
then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first?
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that—
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but it's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that—
That—
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank—
But Wasn't the noise we heard too loud?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing. Oh, that's true.
That does remind...
Tá. Tivemos o som, né? Aqui dentro não tem mais nada. Ó, tem alguém, ó.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems I think someone will be... Lenny's still talking to the... I think some...
Lá fora?
Hey, you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on...
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to...
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus, Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my...
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss?
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not...
All merely trifling details. That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my... Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for... But...
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition. Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to... Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there...
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydroarch.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times. But, all right, I've answered your question.
Wait a minute, did that answer...
Well, I say it does. But don't worry. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's...
Well...
And why would that be? See, Silver and Malus?
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I, too, think that the travelers, no matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may... And if that can be done...
All right, that's quite enough. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint
Wait! Since when did we...
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure.
That's more like it.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe you wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel...
You have a point. And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on...
I have nothing to add.
Oh.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us...
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to...
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny. Were you always guarding this?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out, so the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not... I doubt there was much opportunity.
How can you be so
Well, because I was in charge. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was... But still, I did not abandon my post. And I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If we Melazines are good at that sort of thing,
So, it's safe to say the girl... All right, thank you for your help. This'll be... We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. how Lenny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we?
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes. It's necessary.
Very good. Thanks for...
You may spare the pleasantry.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian. Sorry, I got a little carried away. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they...
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be...
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the...
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specific... But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform...
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back?
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able... The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get? Exactly.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
I knew you'd figure out most... The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above... See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in...
I see. So that...
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as it...
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel you...
And what about Lynette?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Lenny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have... And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime... Could we have a look around? I think we can come up...
This is the scene of the crime. So Lenny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now.
Thanks, everyone.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh?
Perhaps it was a prop for a different...
Whatever it is.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why?
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you... And here's a broken vase.
That can't be. Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Right. And do you really... Ugh, this is so... What is this place?
It seems someone could fit through here.
Alone, perhaps. But if...
But there are no other ways in or out of here. Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write the... Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up. Well, we've ascertained. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus...
Apologies for the wait.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal...
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to... The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then! You know, like the kind you usually...
The plot? No wonder Farina was so...
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some...
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld...
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the... That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies. To put it simply, it's as if the oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own...
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this...
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This too, then, finally, the oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns...
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neverlet called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place.
Huh?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties. Or that we might find outside help to disrupt. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said...
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering...
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of... I mean, what better way to proper...
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all. Just kidding! Just kidding! Paimon will still do her...
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks.
Huh?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with... Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds.
Good work, you two.
These three are quite the interesting group. From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking, but you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding all...
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smile.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fan...
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. Anyway, give these a try.
Only
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head.
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is the... No need for concern.
All right, then. Down to business. As Paimon, however, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but...
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
True. None of the clues we found thus far, but the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl...
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire truth, nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an Your macarons are amazing, though, Navia. They smell great! They're...
They are my specialty.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less...
No. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough. Wait, even you don't believe? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn...
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too... Malus, set up the stove again if...
Huh?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble...
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg sugar...
Well...
Well, that's it for snack time. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but it would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find it.
All right, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial.
Aqui a gente vai adiantar o tempo até 8:10. Tá, vamos adiantar o tempo aqui. Tá 9 horas.
The whole situation is so confusing. Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any—
Thanks, Navia.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation...
To be honest, you might be disappointed. disappointed.
No, no.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed? That was to be expected, of course. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly
Since both parties are... Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that, you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have...
Yes, that's correct.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady...
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact...
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while...
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud.
Huh?
Hey, hang on!
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the...
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing.
I've got a feeling that...
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that need... The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and... Oh, good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is real.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this
Order! Order! First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, are these claims true? Please answer my question.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing.
What should we do now?
Granted.
Agora o bicho pegou meu cliente e emitiu algumas informações importantes.
In that case, what is your request?
Is that really necessary?
The defendant deceived their own attorney.
Order! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after... In that case, my dear audience, let's...
Well, this is awkward. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Paimon just knew it. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's
I'm very sorry. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just... But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as...
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people... I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some... The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to. Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were... You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, but still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am...
Sorry. Please...
Well, you both say that, but... Right, let's hear your answer first.
Of course. I'll answer any question. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute...
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to... Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there... After that, the homicide occurred...
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order...
That's the only way we can save...
So, there you have it. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust, but like I said earlier, you can be the judge.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
Okay.
Thanks for giving us a...
The current problem is that the scales are tipped. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense. Huh?
Então é isso, galerinha, concluímos aí a missão. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Deixa aquele like, se inscreva no canal caso você não seja inscrito, Vitor Dias. Ative aí o sininho das notificações para você receber notificações dos vídeos. E a gente se vê no próximo vídeo. Valeu, falou e fui!